Well, good morning, everyone. I want to welcome you to our Project HEAL Cybermentoring session for August. We're so excited to be able to introduce you to this way of connecting you students with medical professionals. My name is Claudia Gutierrez, and I'm a STEM education specialist here at Region 1 with the Project HEAL program. What we're doing right now is called Cybermentoring, and it's a way to bring healthcare professionals and our healthcare partners into your classrooms via this webinar technology. We want you to ask questions. Today we'll be talking to representatives from South Texas College, the Health Science Institute at Renaissance, and RGV College. They're all excited to be able to talk to you and answer your questions. But first, I'd like to introduce our director. It's Dr. Elisa Alvarado.
Hi guys, how are you doing? I don't know if I'm supposed to hear you. Can you hear me?
They're muted. You can't.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We're really excited to kick off this cyber mentoring session. We have some great partners on board, and the important thing is to think about the questions throughout their presentations that you may have. As you know, part of Project HEAL is partnering with these institutions and getting some of our students to attend these institutions and take some of their wonderful programs and certifications that they have to offer. If you have any questions, we have a question session towards the end of the cyber mentoring session, but throughout the session, if you have any questions, you can ask your teacher and they can type up some of the questions and we can tally them on the right side and ask them at the end. So we're really excited to have you here today, and I am excited to hear what everyone has to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Alvarado. So we're going to start with Claudia Camacho. Claudia Camacho is with South Texas College. Go ahead, Claudia.
Hi, everybody. My name is Claudia. Before I put up my PowerPoint presentation, just want to welcome everybody this morning. And my sidekick is here, Ms. Bradford.
Hi.
So let me pull up my PowerPoint presentation and then I'll start, okay? I'm with South Texas College. And this is I'm doing a presentation for the Associate's Degree Nursing Program. We've been in existence since 1998 and we're located at 1101 East Vermont. We've added a new building to our old building, and with a very high-tech simulation lab, okay? We are approved by the Texas Board of Nursing, and we're in the process of getting accredited through ACEN, okay? We are a selective admission, and our program is a competitive entry program. This is just a picture of our students in the lab. You see they're practicing on each other for right now. Just thought I'd put in this picture so you could see, some of the students could see what they do during the labs.
Claudia, we cannot see the presentation. You need to share your screen.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Hold on. Main screen. Can you see it now?
I can see it now. Thank you.
Okay, let me start all over then. I'm sorry, I had the share button on pause.
That's okay.
We're getting used to this thing.
Exactly.
Okay, let me start all over. This is my logo, and I am with Associate's Degree Nursing Program. We've been in existence since 1998, and we're located at 1101 East Vermont. Okay, we are approved by the Texas Board of Nursing, and we're currently a candidate for accreditation through ACEN. And we are a selective admission, and it's a competitive entry process. This is a picture of our students in the lab and what they do. Right, in this picture, they were practicing on each other. So you can see the students are laying down, and the rest of the students are, and then they rotate. Okay. Well, since the high school students who are doing this through the HEAL2, you'll be considered traditional students. So I think by right now, you've already done your applytexas.org through South Texas College. And you have to be a TSI ready, and you have to have a high school transcript by the time that you come into our program, okay? These are the prerequisites. So English 1301, A&P 1 and 2, and these have to be passed with an A or a B. You will also take Introduction to Nursing, and this is only for the traditional track. So you need to pass your HESI before you can register for this class, okay? And this class is good for 2 years, so this will be the last class that you take before coming into the program. Your co-requisites also, so if you have an opportunity, take General Psychology or Lifespan Growth and Development and a Humanities option, okay? These can be passed with an A, B, or a C, but if you get A's, they'll give you points because remember, you're competing with other students for a spot to get into the program. And these are the humanities that you can take. 1301, for instance, like if you've already taken 1301, don't retake the same course twice. Take like an English literature or a philosophy so that it can count, okay? Here's another picture. This is this was one of our simulation rooms, and the students are checking are doing a scenario with our mannequin. So they participate in a group. Okay, you will need to have a cumulative GPA of a 2.5 or greater in order for you to qualify to apply to our program. So please make sure that you maintain those A's if you're doing dual enrollment with South Texas College, okay? Before you can take HESI, you need to take create an account with Evolve Elsevier. You create an account and type in our department ID, which will be in 199821. When you're ready to take this, the instructors are going to help you through this process, okay? And then you'll take version 1. Here's another picture. They're doing CPR on a patient that's coding, so they practice that as well. HESI, you need to have a 75% or better on the 3 components, which is English language, the math, and then anatomy and physiology, okay? Should I pause right here for questions? Miss Claudia, I can't hear you.
I'm sorry, I muted myself. No, go ahead. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, this is what your HESI scores will look like. Then they'll be reviewed to see if you passed. If you pass, then you're good to go. You don't have to retake the HESI. You must have a 75% on each category in order for you to be deemed that you passed the scores, okay? That you passed the exam. Now, these are the eligibilities you will be taking HESI, January through May 31st, June 1st through August 31st, September 1st through December 31st. And you can take it twice per eligibility period. So let's say that I took it in January and I didn't pass a section. I have until May 31st to retake it. Let's say that I took it in January and I'm going to take the one again in July. I cannot take it. If I take the one in July, I have to take all sections of HESI again, okay? But we'll explain that process when you're closer to taking the HESI exam. Now, if you fail a portion, then you have the possibility of taking it again on those sections that you didn't pass within that eligibility period, okay? Instead of taking it all over again. All students have to take HESI. There's no exceptions. So if you're going to go into the Introduction to Nursing course, you have to take the HESI.
Let me stop you there a minute. I want to tell the kids something. Students, if you have any questions, ask your teacher or you put them in the chat, because every student who asks a question is going to get either a baseball style t-shirt or everyone's favorite, the Project HEAL t-shirt. So be thinking of those interesting questions and have your teacher put them in the group chat. Thank you, Ms. Camacho. Continue.
Okay. Now, this is your degree plan, okay? This is what the degree plan will look like. The first 4 are your prerequisites, okay? So those will not be counted. So you'll start with the first year, the semester. The pharmacology, foundations of nursing, nursing skills, and clinical 1. All these will be taken together, okay? And then once you pass this semester, you will move on to the next semester, which will be the next. So if you start in the fall, this first part will be fall, and then the next part will be spring, okay? Nursing skills, common concepts, clinical, medical, and all these will be taken together, okay? We'll give you a schedule. The general psychology is on here, but if you take it prior, you don't have to take it anymore if you pass it with an A, B, or a C, okay? And then you'll move on. You have to pass this semester in order for you to move to the third semester. And then you'll take these classes together as well. And then the same thing for the last semester. The humanities option, if you've already taken it, then you don't have to take it anymore. Then you'll just move on to the advanced concepts clinical 4, the leadership and management, and then the capstone, which is clinical 5, okay? This level 4 is our exit level, okay? So everything that you learned in first, second, and third level is added. So everything that you learned here goes into here. Everything that you learned in first and second goes into third, and so forth, okay? So just because you learned it in one semester, don't think you're not gonna see it anymore. Okay, we have a new policy, and this is our math policy, math dosage and calculation. Once you get admitted into or pre-admitted into our program, you have to take 3 math, you have an opportunity to take 3 math exams, okay? Once you meet the 100 on that math exam, you don't have to show up for the remaining exams. So if you get 100 on your first attempt, then you don't have to show up for attempt 2 and 3. You've already met the 100, but you have 3 opportunities to do that, okay?
And I just want to chime in there, with those opportunity students, please know that if you don't pass the exam on the first try, STC has awesome tutoring sessions, and they provide support for the students that aren't able to pass it on the first time. With cohort 1, the ones that have started nursing school, the first time that they attempted the exam, there was about 40 of them, only 3 of them passed. So it's really important that you use the resources that this program provides to take advantage of the tutoring and of the review sessions, because it's not going to help you if you don't take advantage of all of the great tools that the program has to offer, as well as the college.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Alvarado. And also, I just want to chime in there too. The tutors at the Center for Learning Excellence are previous students or students that are in higher levels, so they understand what you're going through, okay? So you're not alone in this. Students that did tutor this cohort that was in here in the summer, there were students that are already in level 4. So they're in that they were proceeding to level 4, the exit level 4. So we're always have resources. We might take them into, like, if you all want, I think also it's awesome when they give you like practice a mock test to see what the exam will look like, things like that. So, and we also give you the math module, which is a math packet, so that you can practice. And anything that you see in the math packet will be on the math exam, just not the same numbers. We'll just switch the numbers a little bit around, okay? So we give the students the resources so that they can pass. We want you to be successful, okay? They are available, and if you want one, we'll give you one prior. We don't want to overwhelm you right now with so much information. This is basic math, dosage, and calculation, but you'll get it also when you go into Introduction to Nursing, and then they'll have review as well there. Now, when you come into our program, this is very important. You will have to do a Texas Board of Nursing criminal background check, and you'll have to meet some requirements before applying to the program. everybody must go through the criminal background check. There's no exceptions. So you'll fill out this form, and then once you fill out this form will go to the Texas Board of Nursing through our clinical affairs specialist. Then the Texas Board of Nursing will email you a Texas Service Code form so that you can get your fingerprints done. Once you get your fingerprints done, that is out of our hands. It goes straight to the Texas Board of Nursing. They'll run your background check, and then they'll let you know whether you passed or failed. I mean, if you passed, you'll get a little blue card. If you have something on your background, you'll get a letter saying, we have this incident that showed up on your criminal background check. And just do what the letter says, okay? If you have questions regarding that, you can contact our clinical affairs specialist at this number, and she's located at our campus, okay? Or you can always email me and ask me questions.
Ms. Camacho, we do have a question.
Okay.
Magdalena Carmona from AHSP and La Jolla STEM is asking if these points carry on through various programs. For example, if they do the PCTA program, do they get points for the ADN program? She did the ADN program, and she wants to know if she gets points for the BSN program, and so on.
For the patient care, you will get additional points if it's completed and it's transcribed on the transcript.
Okay.
If it's conferred on the transcript. And it has to be from South Texas College. That's the only way they'll get points. For the BSN, we don't know because it's in the process of approvals. And once that gets approved, then we'll figure out all the tweaks and the requirements and the point system regarding the BSN program.
Thank you very much. And Magdalena, thank you for your question. I'm going to make sure that we send a t-shirt. Tell your teacher to let me know whether you want the blue t-shirt with the Project HEAL logo or the baseball style shirt. And students, keep asking questions.
Can I continue?
Yes, please.
Okay. This is the little blue card that you'll get if there is nothing on your criminal background. And if you do get something from the Board of Nursing, once you get approval and it says that you can sit for the NCLEX RN, then we're good to go. You can present this with your application, and you can apply to the program. It has to be either or. Some students say, well, how come I didn't get the blue card? Well, how come I didn't get the letter? And I just tell them it's either or, okay? If you don't have a background, most students get the little blue card. If you do have something that they found on your criminal background, they get the letter, okay?
We have another question.
Okay.
Karime Villarreal from the same school wants to know what happens to students who don't pass the HESI after all 3 tries. The HESI is only 2 times per year, and the math dosage is a 1 time once they're pre-accepted. So the HESI is 2 tries per eligibility period, so they can take it as many times. The math, once you didn't meet the 100, you can remain in the Introduction to Nursing course and finish it, but you cannot proceed to entering the program. Okay, thank you.
And I just want to chime in. That was a really great question. So students, that's why we have different partners available to talk to you at these presentations, because sometimes for whatever reason, if you're unable to pass the HESI, or if, let's say, you don't pass the math exam, we want you to still get into pipeline programs that help you ultimately get to where you need to be. For example, I know that Ms. Camacho at STC has other programs that you may be interested in that transition into an ADN program. They have the EMT program, they have the LVM program. HSIR also has several certification programs that will help you on your pathway into the health careers, as well as RGV College. So that's why we have these presenters here, because sometimes not everybody takes the same path into the end. And so you have to look at the different options that you have available. And so you need to know that if for whatever reason you don't pass the HESI or you don't pass the math exam, we're here to support you and help you find other programs that may lead you to where you want to go. And I think it's really important that everyone listening in knows that you know, it may not be that you pass it the first time, but you have to look for different options that get you to where you need to be.
And that is correct. And I usually inform students, apply to different programs, and if you get accepted to all, then you have the opportunity to choose which one you want to accept. Okay?
Excellent advice.
These are the immunizations you'll be required to needed to apply. So your tetanus, and most of you have some of these. We did find out that some of the high school students were missing just one or two, you know, maybe like a Tdap was expired, or they had, they didn't have meningitis, but those are, you know, they can be taken care of while we advise you like in your group, okay? This is a program cost for 2017-2018. And the program that you're pursuing is right here, which is a traditional track. And it's about $17,000. It went up a little bit only because of the books, because we're using ebooks and we require students to have a laptop. That's the only reason that it went up, but pretty much the tuition and everything stayed the same. And this also includes your prerequisites. So if you're taking your prerequisites at with your high school as dual enrollment as part of this project, then you can deduct $4,400 from here, and then it'll be less. Okay. This is just some of our students here. These students already graduated and they're already nurses, so we're proud of them. Okay. Any questions?
Yes, I think we already answered Isai Botello's question, but Ruben Grimaldo wants to know if AP scores are taken into consideration in any capacity.
The AP scores are taken into consideration. The only thing is that if you transfer them in, they'll only be counted as credits.
Okay.
So you won't be getting any points on the application because it's just a CR and we cannot determine if that is an A, B, or a C.
I understand. Thank you. If you could unshare your screen. And I want to thank you, Ms. Camacho, for your presentation.
Well, thank you.
And your time today.
Thank you.
And now, students, I'd like to introduce you to Dr. Rebecca Lynch. She is with the Health Science Institute at Renaissance, and she's going to tell us about their program.
Good morning, everybody. Nice to see you and glad you could be here today. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the fact that we're new to the arena of higher education here at DAR. Although DHR has been in medical residency and doing lots of cutting edge education, we're new to the allied health specialties. And one of the new things, and I'm going to try to share my screen so you can see. I don't think it's going to come up. That's okay. No, that's no worries. HSIR is a Health Sciences Institute at Renaissance, and we have been here at DHR for about a year and a half in the making. We are looking at allied health specialty programs right now. They're going to assist the student both at the dual enrollment level and at the post-high school level, being able to get those certifications. As Dr. Alvarado mentioned, a lot of these type of pipelines will help you while you're even advancing yourself into that associate degree level that South Texas College or another institution may have. The programs that we have that we are working on, and right now we are in the process of accepting applications, will be the Patient Care Technician program. It's the Pharmacy Tech program, the Phlebotomy Technology program, Medical Coding Specialist, and Diagnostic Medical Sonography. All of these are certificate level programs. We have received approval from the Texas Texas Workforce Commission, career schools and colleges to offer certificate programs in healthcare. Our next step to advance ourselves to get that associate degree level and beyond is in the process of seeking Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board approval. But for now, we are at that certificate level with programs. And I know you get all excited when you think about diagnostic medical sonography, because that is one of the in-need programs, not just locally here in the RGV, but across the country. We are in dire need of sonographers at both the teaching level and at the level of clinical work. And as the population ages and as we're losing sonographers and losing faculty, that need has become greater. Yes.
Dr. Lynch,
yes.
Mr. Cantu's classroom would like you to clarify, because when they hear of DHR, they think of a hospital.
Right.
They don't think of it as a school. So they want to know, so essentially you're creating your own school, correct?
That's right. That's right. We are Doctors Hospital Renaissance. We are a small piece of that. We're an umbrella under many things here, and we are now an educational entity within Doctors Hospital Renaissance. So that's why we are now called the Health Sciences Institute at Renaissance. So yes, we are a whole educational department that is building on that higher education philosophy that you see in colleges and universities and other types of educational higher ed institutions.
Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And like I was mentioning, with many of our programs, we're able to, at this point, tailor those programs to the dual enrollment population to be able to give you that stepping stone and that pipeline into an associate's degree, into another avenue, or provide you with training that you can use immediately upon high school. And I use the great example most recently with PSJA. We were able to offer them the phlebotomy program, but in pieces, meaning we did the student success for health professionals, which is part of our program in the summer, and now they are moving on to do the courses in phlebotomy in a fall and spring format. So we can do some tailoring for dual enrollment. Are there any other questions yet?
Yes, Darza Tijerina from AHSP STEM in La Jolla wants to know, what exactly is the diagnostic sonography certificate, and what does that job entail?
Yes, that is a certificate program in clinical diagnostic medical sonography. And we have a certificate approved for both classroom and clinical experience to allow the student within a period of 4 semesters, 16 weeks in length, to be eligible to sit for their exam in abdominal and OBGYN. One thing I do want to mention is, and so that all high schools know, that since we are still under TWC and have not received yet accreditation from Higher Education Coordinating Board, our courses are not transferable, and that's important to know. Will they be in the future? Yes, but currently not. So when students do their ultrasound training here, they're eligible to take their test. They can work anywhere from here across the country with this certification, but not transferable to other institutions to achieve another degree as of yet.
Okay, thank you for that clarification.
Absolutely. So that is one of our programs. There's some admission standards with ultrasound that are still under accreditation guidelines for the Joint Review Committee and ARDMS in ultrasound that indicates that students must have the minimum of an associate's degree in order to apply. That's the only one of the caveats that we have with this particular program.
So that was what I was going to ask, Rebecca. Dr. Lynch, I'm sorry. And I think that it's really important that the students are able to differentiate between getting a certificate while they're in high school and actually the sonography program that Dr. Lynch is talking about. Because if you're looking into doing that, you do have to have an associate's degree in order to be an eligible candidate. It doesn't mean that you're automatically accepted into the program. It just means that you're a candidate. There are other degrees that there are other certifications that she's going to talk about that you may be able to do while you're in school once we coordinate the program with the hospital. But it's really important that you don't get that confused, because I have a lot of students that are interested in the sonography degree and they want to start in high school, but that is not an option for this particular program. So it's important that you know the difference in that.
Absolutely. Thank you for clarifying that. Absolutely. We want you to be able to have multiple choices, and such as the patient care and the phlebotomy and the medical coding and pharm tech. Those are all types of programs that can be taken at a high school level and completed by the time graduation would occur or thereafter. But diagnostic medical sonography is one of those unique programs that you must have the minimum of an associate's degree in a healthcare area first. And I say healthcare area because it also could be a biology, or it could be a physics, but the caveat with that is you must have lots of patient care experience. So several hundred hours in actual direct patient care before we can accept you into a program such as that. Other questions because I know, Claudia, you look like you might have something else.
No, not right now, but thank you. Go ahead with your
okay, so those are our programs. We're in the midst right now of taking applications so that we can get a cohorts of students in those programs and get them set up here at DHR. The unique thing about this is we are training individuals to be highly qualified specialists in their field. We hold classes here. We hold clinical here. We provide the education with all of the equipment, high-tech areas here within the institution, which is really a great avenue for anyone, but in particular to our dual enrollment partners, because the students get actual, hey, let me see what's going on in that particular area. Show me how that's done. So their exposure to all the fields is here while they're even in a specific program. And I want to stress that one of our courses, the Student Success for Health Professions, is embedded in every one of our programs. That is a unique course that outlines what DHR is, what we have to offer, and also exposure to all of the various modalities in healthcare. And who knows, you may be in a specific pathway, but all of a sudden say, I kind of like that. Maybe that's an avenue for me. So it's a chance for students to be able to have lots of exposure to lots of things. So those are my high points on all of our programs here at DHR. Any other questions?
not right now.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And any questions or anything I can do to help you with, I will be more than happy.
And I actually have a comment. One of the neat things about the program is that the hospital that we partner with in the program now has an educational side. So as Rebecca was pointing out, and as you'll see, a lot of these programs require hands-on experience and require being able to be at the hospital. One of the advantages with the certification programs at DHR is that you are at the hospital. So you will be able to have built-in experience. So for those of you looking for certificates and really looking for options to get hands-on experience, it's really important that you know that this is one of the options that is really valuable for us to consider, because it really incorporates that clinical experience. And thank you so much, Dr. Lynch.
Absolutely. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Dr. Lynch. We appreciate it. I want to remind any of the new, anybody who's joined us after I told you, we're giving out either the baseball style t-shirt or everyone's favorite with the Project HEAL logo to students who are asking questions. So those of you who started late, if you have questions, tell your teacher. They'll go down and add them to the chat box. And we're very excited to introduce our newest partner, who is RGV College. RGV College. I'll let them introduce themselves. We have two people joining us. Very exciting. If you have questions, students, make sure that you put it in the group chat.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lisan. I am the Community Outreach Liaison here at Rio Grande Valley College.
And my name is Karina Luna, also here working with the Community Outreach.
So we're really excited to be a part of Project HEAL2. Exciting because we actually have been interacting with a lot of these students already. So we're excited to get started with this presentation.
It's going to be short and sweet, but please feel free to ask questions if necessary. So we're going to begin with the history about our campus. Okay, so we are located right off the expressway. Our address is 5419 North Cage Boulevard. Although we're located in FAR, we are right in the middle between Edinburgh and FAR, and we're, like I said, we're located right off the expressway. We pretty much focus on a couple of programs that we have here for our students. Now, this presentation will be for an adult learner. Just keep that in mind. We do have our vocational nursing program, our medical assistant program, certificate program, our medical billing and coding, pharmacy technician, as well as nurses aid program.
So RGV College, actually, we used to be real RGV Careers, and we were located in FAR. It's a small little plaza area south of FAR. And we actually were established back in 2008 and by Dr. Paloma and Mr. Landa. So their passion in the field and their passion into education, they wanted to bring this institute into the Rio Grande Valley, especially in the PSJA area. So we actually have grown since. So since 2008, we grew from only 3 programs. Now we have about 5 programs, and from 10 students back in 2008, now we have over 400 students now. So
wow.
We've grown in the past. Yes, we have grown. And we are partnering up, with a lot of other school districts as well. So that's a new thing that we are doing as well. We have partnered up with PSJA, ISD, also Roma ISD, and Donna ISD as well. So throughout the summer, we did have some programs like our CNA program. We did have PSJA come on board with the phlebotomy technician as well. So we are offering different programs to our school districts. So between Karina and I, we've been pretty much, going around the valley and talking to districts about our programs. And hopefully, we plan to partner up with a lot more districts this coming year. So we really want to focus on mainly our vocational nursing program. We do have other programs that are certifications that are short-term. Like Karina had mentioned, our medical assistant, medical billing and coding specialist program, our pharmacy technician, and our nurse aid program. We did transition into a college back this past year in 2017, so we're really excited about that, and we actually got a new facility. So if many of you guys have seen our facility, we're actually right off of the expressway on the left-hand side going towards Edinburgh, and we are at 5419 North Cage. Big new building. It has a huge digital board as well with the 3 blue owls up on top. And we've got our clinical lab fully equipped, and also our simulation lab as well. So I'm going to pass it over to Karina so she can talk a little bit more in detail about our vocational nursing program.
Let me jump to that screen. Okay, so our vocational nursing program, we have been very successful in the Valley. Like Lizanne shared, we started back about 10 years ago, and our population grew since then. The flexibility about our programs is that it's convenient because we offer 2, and once again, this is adult learning, but we offer 2 schedules, so it can be doable for working already people in the medical field, where we offer a night class. As you can see, it's 18 to 19 months with a very flexible schedule, which is Monday, Tuesday, and Thursdays from 5:30 to 9:30, and then a full 8-hour course on Saturdays. We also have, for those that can afford to come in the mornings that don't have any other type of commitment, it will be a shorter program of 13 months, and it's a Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 4:30. We are very pleased to say that we are the school intake, the highest NCLEX passing rate in the state of Texas with over 100 testers. We've been very blessed to have been able to be holding this spot for the past 3 to 4 years. It's truly team effort. We have great staff to help our students, and we have the students with the right attitude, go-getters, and just really focused. You would hardly ever see them during break. They're usually just highlighting and taking notes and doing a lot of teamwork. They really don't take a break. They're truly focused on what they want to pursue. And that's pretty much, our motto. If we're not successful until our students are successful. So I'm going to move on to the requirements. Let me move that slide really quick. All right, so you must have a high school diploma or GED. You must be licensed at least one of the following: or CNA, a medical assistant, surgical technician, EMT, pharmacy technician, PCT, or paramedic, and have a minimum of 6 months of experience in the field. You're gonna be able to kind of relate to what's going on in class, so it is required for you to have experience under your belt. Now there is an entrance exam called the TEAS test. This test is for $65. You must come in, register with your picture ID, and the test is about college math, English, science, and reading. We offer it, once again, flexibility is here. We offer it in a daily basis at 9 or 1, and on Saturdays at 9 a.m. You must score at 54% out of 100, and we do offer a study guide for those that might be wanting to see what it would look like, kind of prepare themselves, and it's for $35 available at any given time. You don't need to make an appointment. You can just come in and request a TEAS test study guide, and we'll have it available for them. So once the student or the prospect gets a 54 and above, we'll move on to the second step, which will be your essay. The essay is 250 words, and it's taken also here on our campus. As soon as you're done with your testing, you move into a different classroom to do your essay. And at that point, we will stop to get all the requirement documentation, such as your birth certificate, your high school diploma, copies of everything, compile a file for you, and we will schedule you into an interview with the director of the program. So that's pretty much how this stuff. It's not a fast process because we have to make sure that you are in compliance with every step. Okay? Any questions?
Yes, Karina, we do have a question. Sayla Garcia at AHSP STEM in La Jolla says, are there associate degree opportunities? And so what are those options?
Okay, let me get to that slide.
Thank you.
Okay, so as of right now, and it will be available either in the winter or at the beginning of next year, we will have the EMT program where pretty much this can carry through, and also our transitional program from LVN to RN. So there is opportunity for them to move up into a higher education if that's what they were pursuing.
Okay, Destiny Cantu says, are there any tests needed before entering the program? I know you went over those, but were there any additional exams?
Not as of this year, because we are working to partner up with another entity. And then at that point, we collaborate to see if we are going to need further requirements. But as of right now, just will be the TEAS test and, of course, graduation, high school diploma or GED.
Okay, and Victoria Cobo says, does the school offer certificates in a surgical field?
Very good question. Let me get to that. I wish I had a screen monitor so it could be a lot easier. So let me move to this side.
Thank you.
Right here, these are our future plans. Like Lizanne shared, we're expanding and we're almost outgrowing our building already. So in the future, we do have plans to bring in our physical therapy assistant program, our surgical technician, and our paramedic program. So we are moving forward. You know, we're trying to keep up with what's needed in the Valley. You know, we are very focused to get to educate people so that we can keep growing and people can stay here in the Valley and not leave. You know, we just want to make sure that we pretty much work every step of the way to make sure that we ensure and educate everybody around us.
That's very exciting. We have a question from Med High now, and Angelica Alamillo says, what does TEAS, the T's, stand for in the TEAS test, and what all is covered?
Well, like I mentioned, the testing is an entrance exam, and it will cover math. Let me get back to that slide really quick.
Thank you.
Okay, so as you can see, it reads math, English, science, and reading, but it is at a college level. The test does take about 3 to 4 hours. So it's not just a regular end of the year course exam. It is pretty much an AccuPlacer.
Okay, so it's more advanced.
Yes, and then the testing is for text. I'm sorry, it's because my notes I can. Okay, so like I said, it's a 3 to 4 hour test, and it stands for Test of Essentials of Academics. It is at a college level. I do want to stress that out, and pretty much I would definitely recommend to get the study guide because I know these kiddos at this point still doing schoolwork.
Yes.
And adding on this, it would be a great opportunity. During the weekend, you can study, you can do a pop quiz on your own, just kind of to prepare yourself because it will be a requirement at the end of the day.
Thank you. That's all the questions for now.
And now in regards to affiliations.
Good.
You want to talk about it? I will have Lizanne talk to you a little bit more about our partnership opportunity.
Alrighty, so the great thing about our school also is that we have different learning paths. So one thing that we are working on is also some partnerships or an affiliation and articulation with UT-RGV. So we want to give our students different options to choose from, not just necessarily going into one university or one college. So we do have other universities in the pipeline as well, but as of right now, what we're working with is with UT-RGV. So there are a lot of different pathways that students can choose from because the medical field is enormous. So there are a lot of different areas that they can choose from. So this is just one of the pathways. They can start as a CNA because I know that many of the students are doing dual enrollment CNA certifications in their own school, whether it be in PSJ, La Jolla, Med High, or some of them maybe already carry their CNA certifications. So congrats to you guys. But if you do have your CNA, then it does get you ready to get into the LVN program here with us. So it is a requirement, so you will be able to transition into the LVN. Once you complete your LVN, you can apply and get into the ADN program as well. And if you are wanting to continue your education and move up and get your bachelor's degree, you can continue and go into UT-RGV, which they do have the bachelor's in science, along with the master's in science. So this is just one of the pathways as far as through the nursing program. Another pathway would be through the EMT program, which we are going to be getting as well. The EMT Basic, our students can start off with this certification. Once they complete it, of course, they would have to continue on and get into the paramedic. And then once they complete that, then you can continue on and go into your RN. So there are so many different pathways that our students can choose from. And these are just two different examples that we're giving.
Any questions?
Yes. Jorge Guerrero from Med High wants to know, can the TEAS test be taken anywhere besides the college? And are volunteer hours required before applying?
No, it can only, we are a testing center, so it has to be here in our campus. We do go through the process of making an appointment because we do fill those slots right away. So we do have to set you up in a calendar. But volunteer hours are not required, but I will tell you that it's a highlight once you get through the process of the interview. It does speak volumes. It tells you how much of a commitment at this young age you're committing to the community and to yourself. So, and that token, it will not earn you points, but it will earn you brownie points in that sense for volunteer hours.
Yes, I understand.
All right, so our last, we're fun as well. So we do have a mascot just like any other high school, and his name is Howie. And we are gonna, you will see him around through the valley. We'll be part of a pep rallies. So we do have a mascot named Howie. We do offer financial aid for those who qualified as well. A very good highlight here is that we do have job placement. And let me jump in. We do have a job placement department that we will assist you with job leads, resume, collaborations, mock-in interviews. We are committed to help you through the process of landing you with a job. We cannot guarantee you a job, but we are going to give you all the tools needed to assist you with it. And Lizaina is a witness to it. We get phone calls daily of they needing medical assistants, CNAs, LVNs. We are here to assist them after the process of graduation. And of course, if you want to get a little bit more of an insight about our campus, we are the social media gurus. We're always up and about, so you can check us out on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, and Twitter. And Lisanna is going to talk to you a little bit more about accreditations.
Awesome.
So as far as with our accreditations, we are accredited by the Texas Board of Nursing, of course, the Texas Workforce Commissions, and also the ABHAS as well, with the U.S. Department of Higher Education. And also we are a candidate for the American Society of Health Systems for Pharmacy. So students that are wanting to get into pharmacy school, this is a great way to get started and kind of get your feet wet. So we are actually approved through them as well, and the eligibility also with the institution to train veterans as well. So that's going to conclude our presentation. If anyone has questions, please feel free to ask.
Let me see if there are any more questions from classrooms. I see Mr. Cantu has a new class, so they may not have been able to see Med High. We also have another classroom. I'm not sure who it is. Let's give them a few minutes. I want to thank all of our presentations today, our presenters. We're going to share these presentations with you teachers so that you can have this information available to your students. Also, there will be a recording link so that if you want to watch this at a later time. I want to thank all the students who came to watch this. I know that we're going to be doing this on a monthly basis, so we want to make sure that we do topics that are important to you. Oh, I know, we do have one more question. Marisol Munoz wants to know, how many years does the process take to be certified in the areas that you were talking about at RGV College?
We don't take years. I think our longest program, it would be our vocational nursing at 13 months. Now, if this would be something through dual enrollment, it's different because they have their regular high school classes, and then we are only left with maybe 2 to 3 hours a day. So more or less for high school students, the certifications such as pharmacy technician and medical assistant, PCT, it would be about a year long.
Okay, we do have two other questions. First of all, Destiny Cantu wants to know, how many chances do you get to pass the TEAS exam?
Great question. You actually can take it once, come in, and if you don't pass, you can come back again and take it. After the second time you were not successful, you do have to wait 6 months and you'll be able to retest again.
And also Daniela Moreno wants to know from Med High, what is the deadline for applying to the program for high school students?
If you're doing this after finishing high school, we do offer several sessions through the year. The classes that are only available through the year, only twice, it would be your night classes. But if it's going to be done through high school, then we would need to check in with the campus itself to see when are they partnering up with us. And usually it would be their junior year. If that would be something that we could collaborate together so you can carry on junior and senior year.
Okay. Let's see if there's any more questions. I know that La Jolla probably just had a passing period, but I think that's all. I want to thank our presenters for presenting your institutions. Claudia Camacho with STC, Dr. Rebecca Lynch with the Health Science Institute at Renaissance, and Karina Luna at RGV College. This will conclude. We'll be signing off. Thank you, everyone, and we'll see you on September 14th with our university. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.